Hey guys, so today I'm going to be removing all the substrate and sorry if it's a little bit echoey in here. I don't have my bed in yet, and I think my bed was kind of like my sound thing in here that stopped it from being echoey. So I apologize for that. But I'm going to be taking out all the dirt, and there's a good reason, or taking all the hardscape dirt, everything in the bottom out, and there's a good reason for this. Not only am I redoing this tank, but if I was just redoing it, then I'd wait till I got the iguana out, or I had somewhere to put the dirt, which it'll go into his new enclosure. But the problem is there's some type of leak in here, because under his enclosure was all wet, and we can't pick up his enclosure. It's way too heavy. I mean, it's wooden, but not only that, it has all the dirt in it, and I have really heavy terrariums on top. But the soil needs to be removed because there's some way that water is leaking out the back. Apparently there's a leak in the iguana's cage, and it's been there, so it was kind of like moldy and gross under here, so that's why I was doing that stuff, mopping. So when we redo this, we're gonna have to take it apart, let it dry out, and figure out what the problem was, so then we can build the new iguana's cage even better. That's why I'll be removing everything. There's my normal substrate mix, which I'll probably do a video on sometime in the future. I mean, I've done a video on it before, but again, because now I use sphagnum moss, as you can see there, and also slate rock, leaves, stuff like that. So I'll be picking everything out, picking out the wood and everything. And I have one tub here, but I'm gonna have to get more, because this wood I don't want to just like put with my other wood, because this has all different kinds of insects and stuff on it from the bioactive soil, so like isopods, springtails, different stuff, worms. So I just need to make sure none of that is on it. So this should be pretty interesting. There's some pieces of wood that are just completely under the ground. There's some stuff that I might even remember that I put in here, so it should be interesting for me anyway. To start off, I was just working on the hardscape, getting out the wood, any wood, trying to get the isopods off of it, as well as rocks, doing the same thing with them, just so I could keep these resources dry without killing a bunch of insects, and then I would start on the dirt. Sorry the dog's barking, but look at all these isopods. It's so crazy how many. I just lifted this up and this whole thing was just covered. I'm starting another culture of them right here. You can see there's a big one. I'm picking some of the adults, so I probably need to go in there, grab some more, just to start more cultures. This container, it actually has worms and like springtails and stuff, but this will just, because this is my new soil that I mixed, it'll just have the isopods. So thinking about selling them in the future or something, I don't know. Just nice to have another colony for starting terrariums and whatnot. So here I am still just taking out hardscape. I wanted to get that done before I went ahead and started taking out the dirt. So this is pretty interesting to see. So this was in the original 55-gallon iguana cage. That's where I originally used it, but now it's in this tank, and I buried it in the back there, as you can see, and right here, that was chewed all the way down, and then you can see all below where there was dirt is just like completely eaten away, and then you can see right here the real difference, this to that. Like, look at that, that's crazy. You can just see right where it went to the soil. So that's just like probably the isopods eating it, as well as like springtails, bacteria, just different things breaking it down, or probably decomposers as well, stuff like that. The mushrooms do come up. I haven't seen any in this enclosure, but I have seen some of my other terrariums before. But that's just really cool to me. I'm annoyed that I broke this off because it looked really cool while I was on there, but you can just see right there, that was just solid like that. Well, it could have already had holes through it and just been solid on the outside. That kind of happens with driftwood. I've seen that before, but I think this is really cool. Just want to show you guys real quick. Finally, I went ahead and started on the dirt. I got all the dirt out of that little pocket area, that little bark thing. I originally wanted to grow plants out of that, but it never stayed moist in there. But when I set this up as a crushed gecko enclosure, there'll be lots of like hanging plants coming out of that type of stuff. And then I had to take a break, but then when I came back, I went ahead and just started scraping out all the dirt. It was kind of compacted in because I didn't have a drainage layer, but in the new iguana's cage I definitely will, and when I set this up as a crushed gecko enclosure, it definitely will have a proper drainage layer. Hey guys, so here is his enclosure now. Hey. Okay. Okay. He'll find his way back in. Here is his enclosure empty. He wanted to come back into his enclosure, but I put the door back because I was trying to stop him from getting out. I don't know. He's over there. He'll find his way back. It's not nice looking, and there's currently, here, I'll turn on the light. There's currently a aquarium in here because I put a beta in with him, but I moved the beta in with my goldfish. I hope they don't hurt it because I don't really like it in here because so far this has been a failed attempt, but you'll see a video of that if it isn't already out. I don't know what order I'm putting in these videos. Anyway, all the dirt is gone. It's been dry for quite a few days. He's over there climbing my sweatshirt. Yeah, Charlie's pretty much cool with me now. I can pick him up. There he is. If he's falling, then if I pick him up, he's chill. But if I just try to pick him up, then he kind of gets mad at me. So he'll crawl into my arm if I have food. So it's kind of one of those situations. I'm just here to give him stuff. He'll probably try to climb. Yeah, he's good up there. I've been trying to get him out as much as I can because he's pretty much cool with getting out. But like I said, the backs, so the plan with this will be a gecko enclosure. We're going to build him a new green iguana enclosure in that area, and that's why all that stuff's there, is because it'll actually be going inside. So this will be a leopard gecko, or a crested gecko enclosure, sorry. So it's nice and vertical. It's going to be 3 enclosures. We're going to do lots of renovations to this, but we're going to have plexiglass areas, and then we're going to have glass cabinet doors type of things. And yeah, so that'll be really fun. I'm going to have to modify the background to slide in the there he goes. Slide in the, he just went in a circle. Here, wait. I don't want him back behind the aquarium. Charles, turn around. See, this is the type of relationship we have. I can guide him, but like if I touched him, he'd get mad. Come on. Or maybe he won't. I don't know. Can I pick you up? Come on. There we go. Yeah, like I said, he's pretty much chill with me now. I'm just gonna put this back, but he actually really, really likes coming out, and now he never wants to be inside, which is definitely a problem, because these doors were built for a, I don't know, however many feet he was when I put him in here, but he's much bigger now, and these doors are quite flimsy, so I'm actually kind of worried about him getting out. So that's not very much fun, but like I said, huge enclosure for him, and it will probably lock at this point, but it'll be like a proper door, like that'll lock for sure. So now I won't have to worry about anything like him getting out, but I'm not really worried now. The only problem is I don't have a door in my room. If I did, then I really wouldn't worry about it, but I mean, if he got out, then he'd be like anywhere in the house, which is very worrying. But yeah, that's the plan for this enclosure. And well, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take the piece on the back off because it's rotting, and I don't know how the bottom looks because we might have to modify the bottom, but as far as I'm concerned, we should be able to, we might have to like, so the piece, the actually foam piece that's connected to that board is like siliconed right on, so we might have to like actually take the background out kind of, Like it doesn't come off, it's built on, but we might have to like cut it off and then I'll just put it back on because I'm going to be, like I said, renovating this a whole lot. I'm going to be putting a lot more expanding foam in, but I'm quite excited to not have these doors in any longer. This one's upside down because I mean they work, but like I said, they're flimsy, and I always kind of wanted it. I always kind of would have rather had a different system here, like a cabinet door type of thing. So he's doing really good. I have this stick here. He basks on that. He has his mercury vapor bulb and then a ceramic heat emitter. The ceramic heat emitter's on all the time because he likes being there more. So he has like that really hot spot right there. And then this thing is pretty hot. The mercury vapor bulb by ZoomEd, like hot-ish. So he has that, and then he has his UVB under there. And in his new enclosure, he'll have that and ceramic heat emitter and a like an LED bulb for lighting, and also a different aquarium. So this was kind of a test, and so far it's failed, but I think that's the reason for that is like if I had a much smaller iguana, then a 10-gallon would work. So it's kind of like a turtle, it needs more water as it gets bigger, or fish or anything like that. Not necessarily because it needs the space, but in this case he always poops in the water. So like if there's an iguana this big, he poops a lot. Like it's like my chihuahua size poop. It's a lot of poop in a tiny little cage. So if he's in a much bigger water area, wink wink wink, in his new enclosure, wink wink, then I think it'll actually work. So we're gonna see how that goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like it down below. If you have any comments or concerns, put in the comments below. And if you want more content, then subscribe. Have a fantastic day.